Hi, I'm going to show you today how to make the eyes for the Anneliese van Tessel cutouts. I will take you through step by step how to get the best from them, how not to cut the eyelashes off, and how to get the perfect finish on your face moulds. I'll also be talking to you about adding detail to your Anneliese van Tessel head moulds, from lipstick to eyebrows. I'm now going to show you how to add the detail into the face using the Anneliese van Tessel eye cutouts. I'm using the WOG 1624 design. There are 6 different designs that you can use, and they come with around about 60 different eyes on each sheet. Great value for money. Lots of different designs. You have cartoon ones, feminine ones, and various other ones as well. And they come with both blue eyes and brown eyes on each sheet in each size. I'm using the smallest size of the blue eyes, and you need to use a very sharp craft knife for this, and we need to cut them carefully. Make sure you're using a board underneath. Cut the eyes roughly first. Now the lashes are probably the most hard part to get perfect. So I tend to cut around the lashes first on either side as close as possible on either end, and trim off any excess before we cut the main part of the eye out. It's important to do this in sections rather than trying to drag your knife all the way around. Hold it in place with your nail and cut the smaller pieces out. The white, don't worry too much about leaving tiny amounts of white on it, because when we glue the eyes into place, you will lose most of that white. It becomes transparent underneath the small amount of glue that we use to secure them. So I've got my 2 eyes here, cut now. I come back to my face mould that I made earlier, and all I've done is I've used a colour shaper just to flatten the eye socket out slightly, so it will accept these better. I'm going to use a small amount of glue, just a smear of glue. If it's too wet, your eyes are going to run. So it's really important that we only apply a little bit of glue. Allow it to dry for a second. And then using your craft knife again, I push into my eye and position it on here. Same with the other one. Get them straight in the place that you want them. And then I'm going to come back with my colour shaper and push them into place. These colour shapers are fantastic for modelling and detail work. You can buy a pack of 4 from most craft stores, and they come with various different sized tips. They're great for smoothing and shaping fondant, particularly when it's part dried or fully dried. I'm just refining the shape so I don't have any sharp eye lines from underneath, and smoothing it so they sit perfectly. And by rubbing it just a little bit, you'll see that I am hiding any of the white edges that I had in place before. These will dry and be secured in place. Like so. Now I'm going to add in my eyebrow and lipstick detail. I've just let down a little bit of Cocoa Blossom Sugar Art colour. You can use the Sugar Flare colour pots or any dust really, and just let it down to a paint. And I'm just going to paint the eyebrows in now. These are just small curves. You'll need a fine paintbrush. And I start at the centre and just come out to the edge. Again on this side. And just out to the edge. If you aren't happy with them, or if they're not the way that you want them to be, you can come in and use your water pen to lift that colour off. And I will show you how to do that. If I take my water pen, I can just work carefully on the underside of these eyebrows, wipe off the excess, and again. If I want to, I can take the entire eyebrow off. The trick is with this to remember, you must wipe between every removal so as you aren't spreading any colour around. We can take all of this colour off and just refine the shape. Until you're happy that they are even. You'll find that these water pens are one of the most invaluable tools you will ever own for refining any colour detail that you might have on your pieces. The eyebrows look quite harsh now because the skin is fair. I'm going to make this doll with brunette hair, so I want her to have quite dark eyebrows to balance that colour off. I'm now going to add in my lipstick, and for my lipstick I've used Blossom Sugar Art Pink Blush, and I've just let that down with some Rejuvenator to form a pink paint. Make sure the brush isn't too overloaded or it will bleed. And just brush onto the lips. Again, don't worry about being too careful. We've got the trusty water brush should we need to make any tidy ups. I can come back now, lift and tidy. You can put the lipstick on and remove it. If you need to remove it, if you want to try a different colour, the water pen is going to enable you to make as many mistakes as you need to and clean them up without anyone ever knowing you've made those mistakes. Once I've got my lipstick in place, I can just refine my lips, and I'm just going to take a little bit of the powder on the back of my hand, just as a dust here, and I'm just going to rub across the cheeks of my moulded face and across the forehead, just to add in a little bit of blush and depth of colour to her face. This will also help to blend in the eyebrows a little bit by taking off the harshness of the paleness of the facial features.